It's a crooked system. It's a system that's rigged, and we're going to go back to the old way. It's called you vote and you win.
The important thing to understand, the reason that Donald has been complaining so incessantly, and the reason why his media surrogates repeat those complaints, is because he's losing at the ballot box.
In the midst of the ongoing candidate feud over the convention rules, the Republican National Committee is meeting in Florida. But what went on behind those closed doors? Republican National Committee Chair Reince Priebus goes on the record. Nice to see you, Mr. Chairman.
Hey, Greta. Happy to be here.
Mr. Chairman, I know what you're going to say in response to Donald Trump saying that the system is rigged, but the problem is my inbox has a lot of Republican voters emailing me during the show at night. How are you going to convince them the system isn't rigged against them?
I'm not sure how to answer that. I mean, the states run the delegate allocation process for their states. The Republican Party writes rules for the nomination of the Republican Party, and candidates compete for the nomination of the Republican Party. They play by the rules that each of the states write. They compete in those states, and then whoever wins the contest in each of those states gathers delegates, and whoever gets the majority of delegates wins on the nomination. So there's not really much to explain other than you've got to get the majority of delegates. I mean,
if Donald Trump gets 1,236, one shy, you're going to have all those people out there saying, well, he has most of the votes. He doesn't have the magic number.
Okay.
Now what do you say to those people when, when they say, well, he's 1,236, that's more than anybody else, it's just one shy?
I would say that if you get a plurality of the vote, that means the majority went to somebody else or somebody's else. So it's no different than when I ran for chairman. I won on the 7th ballot, Greta, and I was ahead on every ballot. But on the 6th ballot, even though I was always ahead of everyone, that meant the field had more votes than I did. And that meant that I actually had a minority of the votes because everyone else had a majority. So you have to get a majority. And if people don't understand that a majority in our party is what it takes to be the nominee, then I don't know how else to explain it any differently. You actually have to have the majority of the support of delegates on the floor of our party in order to be our nominee. I don't think that's very complicated. I'm sure you're getting emails, but I think the vast majority of people understand that.
What's going on at the meeting down there? What is the sole purpose of your meeting?
Well, the Republican National Committee has 3 national meetings every year. This is our spring meeting. We have meetings in regard to our debates, the convention, the people that are planning that, our rules committee that we have here. So it's a membership meeting of our actual voting members of the RNC. It's 168 voting members. Obviously, there's a lot more guests and press, but it's something that we do every few months.
What is it that you can expect to come out of this meeting?
Well, I think that people are going to see that we're a pretty unified party. We all want to put on a great convention. We don't want to put our hand on the scale. We want everyone to understand that we want a fair and open nomination process. We want to take the rules kind of out of the equation and make this about the vote on the floor. Do you have the votes or don't you have the votes? That's really the only question that we want on the table, and everything that we can do to make it more about that and less about some goofy idea or trick or inserting rule provision. It's better for us, and that's what we want to do.
Mr. Chairman, thank you for joining us, sir.
Thank you.